Here's John. We're back at it. This is a Memorial Day edition. I'm gonna close up on this COVID-19 series pretty soon because it's just panning out like any other flu, basically. And this is what I've been trying to extrapolate for my last 4 episodes. But if you go back to the original cartoon character, I tried to get something out there on the internet to show that I had credibility just from studying data. I have a basic educational background, but pretty logical person. So, to get right to it, as of Memorial Day weekend, according to Worldometers, USA, worldwide, 5,500,000 cases. Excuse me. USA, 1.7 million cases. Okay? That's current. USA, they just love to keep testing, find anything, even if it's a false negative, just because they want to puff the numbers up, because they snookered you so bad, they tricked you so bad that they have to keep puffing them up, okay, for them to make sense, so that you don't see them as duping you, okay? So that is that's something that they have to do to trick you, to make you believe that, hey, they're fairly, an honest operation, but really they're not. Because we never can forget, okay, we can never forget what the CEBM, the Centers for Evidence-Based Medicine, according to Oxford University, we can never forget, okay, what they talk about, and that's real important. Okay, and that's what they're trying to cover themselves with, the US government, right? It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has the data. Insensibly, one begins to twist the facts to meet their theory, which is what they're doing. So if they can keep puffing the numbers up, then they can tell you, hey, we told you. Look, that's why we did the shutdown. We're going to bend the curve. We're going to bend the curve. Well, there was no curve, and I told you that. I think in the last episode there was no curve. So I'm going to go into this document here real quick. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I know it's kind of hard. That is the chart, okay, for California. All right, the yellow line is bend the curve. That was the shutdown, May 20th. Do you see any bending of a curve to the current? See the current right here? I don't see any bend the curve. Right here there should have been a big bell, a bell curve, like your bell, ring a bell, mission bell. And then you come over here, you'd go, well, okay, 2-3 weeks, we lock down, quarantine, be safe, stay safe, instead of stay informed, okay? Look at, we're just putting along, way up here kind of high, up and down, up and down, up and down, like any flu, okay? There's no curve. Newsom, 25 million. There's no 25 million people. California? Oh, well, John, that's because, we stayed at home, bend the curve. Really? Well, now we're opening up, and we're over here. We're starting to open up. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. They changed because they're lying, because they're trying to twist the facts to suit their theories, instead of theories based on facts. That's number one. And this is the tracker, the New York. No, this is Worldometers. I'm sorry, their graph chart. Worldometers. Okay. No bend the curve lockdown. Hopefully these are a little bit easier for you to see, because I still don't have any technology worth a hill of beans. Okay. So if you look here. All right, look at that, okay? Let me zoom back there. Look at the charts, okay? The first 3 are California, Texas, and Michigan. Do you see any bending in curves? I don't. The only reason why you went from the floor here all the way on the floor on all these charts is because they weren't testing yet. As soon as they tested, it ramped up, and then now it's just everything's kind of horizontal. That's only because they tested. If they didn't test till now, they pretty much would have done the same thing. And the charts are pretty much reflective on testing, not people increasingly getting the cases, not the transmission rates, okay? The transmission rates of the cases are irrelevant. These are just because of the testing, okay? So that's all that is. Oops, let me get back here. See, that's the problem I have. That's all that is, all right? Now, if you go down to the lower states, that's Maryland, Georgia, Louisiana, you can see had a pretty big bell curve, okay? But if you look at some of these other ones, boy, I can't touch anything. Michigan, look at Florida. Florida's right here. They opened up. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this. I have another chart. Georgia, okay, humming along. All right, they opened up. There's been no increase, none. They wanted it to. The liberals, they wanted there to be an increase. The medical community, the scientists that's scared the living heck out of you, they wanted there to be increase, but they're wrong, because Georgia's been open for 3 weeks, okay? And Florida's been opening quite a bit. Not to mention Arkansas and Kansas, okay? Well, here's my problematic hands moving, so I'm going to go into, okay, the chart I just showed you were multiple states, okay? Here, Florida, okay? They started opening up. Do you see any bend the curve? No, it shot straight up. Why did it shoot straight up? Because the testing shot straight up, okay? We're over here now, okay? And they've opened up. There's no bend the curve. California cases. Do you see a bend the curve? I don't. In fact, if anything, the cases are increasing, okay? And that's just because they're testing a lot, okay? Gabby Newsom. How many cases? How many cases? 95,000, right? 95,280 according to the New York Times, who I don't agree with anything on. That's why I'm using their information here. Because if anything, they'd want to protect Newsom and lie and say there's been 25 million cases. Because that's what he said. By May, 25 million. I mean, this guy, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, political prostitute Pelosi's nephew, there you go, okay? She'd do anything for a buck. She's 80 years old, and she is morbidly insane, okay? Here we go. There we go, and there goes my darn chart again. Anyway, so there's not 25 million, there's not 1 million. We're not even at 100,000 yet. But they'll puff them up, they'll lie about the numbers, because they have to. Back to what Sherlock Holmes said, right? You, instead of the theory suiting the facts, you're going to twist the facts to suit the theories. How are you twisting the facts? Cases, increasing cases. Heck, test people 2 and 3 times, right? They can vote 2 or 3 times. Okay, in California you can. Okay? There's a global outbreak. Do you see bend the curve? I don't see any bend the curve. If anything, it's still going up a little bit. Thank the good Lord it didn't hit Africa, okay? There you go. That's America, okay? Now, you're going with John, it's going down. That's right. Guess why it's going down, everybody? Don't buy into the lies. This is your rebuttal. This is your response to the lies. The reason why it's going down, what do all the flus do? They die out in the spring, late spring, summer, okay? What's this one doing? What's today? May 25th, I think, is it? May 25th, 2020, Memorial Day. Guess what? Late spring. We're still in spring. And this thing's dying quick. It never hit Africa. It never hit far remote areas. Why? Because the force is dying out, okay? They don't want you to know that, because in the fall, they're going to dupe you again. If they have any power, if they have any manifestation of a powerful flu coming in the fall, they're going to lock you down again. And the liberals love to be locked down. Liberals are really nutty people, okay? Now, here you go. This is something I want to show you. Oh, let's go to Georgia. I forgot to show you California, Florida, Georgia. Where's Georgia? I didn't get them. Oh, I had them. Okay, there's New York's case. Well, I had Georgia. Georgia's gone way down. I can zoom back in on Georgia just to show you. Florida. There's Georgia, just kind of putting along. They opened up because they realized it wasn't going to be a big scream increase, okay? Now, what I'm trying to show you now is the reason why the fatalities in different countries vary so much is because it's based on the age distribution of the coronavirus, okay? So what that means is who's contracting the virus. So if you look at England, okay, the far right, okay, to me it'd be the far left, but to you the far right, those are the oldest people that are getting the virus, okay? So look at the old people. Tremendous majority, okay, are old people. That's why UK had high fatalities, all right? You know, you're not getting this information anywhere. This is from Statista. Have you ever heard of Statista? Probably not. Nobody heard of Worldometers until I started telling everybody about it. So, okay, so there's England's distribution. Now we're going to go to Italy. Now they use a pie chart instead of a bar chart, okay? Still, the dark red are older people over 70 years old. Huh, yeah, over 70 years old is the red, okay? So look at that. Almost half the country was over 70 that contracted it. All right? From 50 to 70 is the gray. So only 25% is under 50 that contracted it. Okay? So that's the age distribution. Okay? So over 70% that contracted it was over 70 years old. Now, I'm sorry, over 50 years old. I'm sorry. Now, let's look at South Korea, okay? Over 60 years old, 20% contracted it. See? Down here are the older people. So the bottom is over 80, the next bar up, okay, is 70 to 79. Third one up is 60 to 69. So over 60 years old was 20% of the people that contracted it in South Korea. Italy, over 50% was 70%. Okay? That's what's happening. And this is a good one too. Germany. Okay? Look at Germany. Over 90 years old, 4,900 people contracted it. Okay? But look at the people 20 to 49. 75,000. And then you look at 50 to 69, 55,000. The majority of the people contracting the cases were in the middle as opposed to the bottom. Okay? Sweden, look at a lot of the people that had the cases in Sweden were older. Okay? Look at Sweden. Okay? And look at Germany. Germany has a very low fatality rate considering all the cases. Their fatality rate is 25% of all the major European countries. Why? Because of the age distribution. That's why, okay? Now, let me go to there's Sweden, Germany, South Korea. I had Denmark. There's England. I had Denmark. I don't have it on here. Denmark's age distribution is the same like South Korea. A lot of young people. So people are going to say, well, Sweden had a lot more fatalities than Denmark. It was because of age distribution. Sweden had a lot more cases, old people that contracted it, okay? So that's what's happening. Now, I visited this before. I'm going to go back to local because the stay-at-home, they're going to lie to you about a couple things. One, they're going to continue to lie to you that stay-at-home worked, and it did not work. It didn't do jack. And we know that. Why? Because of Sweden internationally And locally, Kansas and Arkansas are pretty much the best analysis to give or analogy of stay at home. Now Arkansas, I'm not 100% sure. I know they didn't fully stay open, but they stayed open partially, I think, all the way and never shut down fully, compared to Kansas that went on full lockdown like a good little liberal yes man. Everybody put on the diapers, that way when they talk, you know what doesn't come out. So Kansas, a top line, okay? Kansas is the top line here, and then down here, way down here is Arkansas, okay? Arkansas is right here, all right? Arkansas, 6,000 cases, 117 fatalities. Kansas, 9,000 cases, 207 fatalities. Don't forget, same geographic location, okay? Land mass is the same, very close. Arkansas has more people, okay? They have less fatalities, less cases. And then here's the kicker. This is the real kicker right here. Well, I don't have it on this chart, but Arkansas has actually tested more people than Kansas. So they basically destroy the theory that the lockdown worked. You are never going to try to find out why this part of air is different from this part of air. You know, pin the donkey on the tail and then put a millstone around his neck, drop him in the middle of the ocean somewhere, and then figure out where he is using rafts. I mean, it's not going to work. Okay, whoever's idea this was, again, was silly, foolish, deceiving. Okay, we got deceived. You got deceived. See, liberals, they're supposed to love Snicker bars, but somehow they love snooker bars. They eat a lot of snooker bars. That's why you cannot believe them. You can't believe a word they say. They're ignorant. They're educated buffoons. Okay, they believe in a lot of weird biological theories. Okay, regarding reproduction, chromosomes. They don't believe in the science-based, the evidence-based, the biological-based facts. Excuse me, they don't believe in that, okay? When you start breaking up genders, reproductions, what male organs are used for, you have problems, okay? So again, that's Kansas and Arkansas. And then here, I think I was trying to show this, maybe not, but New York, look at the top states: New York, Jersey, Illinois, California, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. The top 6 cases, the top 6 states with the most cases are liberal, first 6, okay? All right. First 8 out of 11, okay, are liberal. And then if you look at the fatalities is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 states, okay? 8 states with over 3,000 fatalities minimum per state. Every one of them are liberal. I mean, you got to go figure, okay? Florida and Texas, California's in there. Florida and Texas is not in there. Florida and Texas are the second and third most populous states. So let's not go with populations. Connecticut infested, Maryland infested. Okay, well, Michigan 5,200, Pennsylvania 5,100, Illinois 4,800 fatalities, Massachusetts 6,300. Okay, so for whatever reason, this virus, again, loves liberals. Liberalism and the coronavirus, they have two things, or they have something in common, and I think you know what it is. Okay, liberalism will kill you, okay, if you contract it. And what do I mean by that is, if you contract liberalism and you start adopting their concepts and principles, it can kill you. Okay, you're biting the hand that feeds you, i.e. capitalism. And they don't like capitalism. They don't like America. So they're biting the hand that feeds them, and they're killing us. It's funny, you go to and the coronavirus can kill you if you contract it, right? But it's funny, the liberals, they act like, oh, well, all the jobs are going to China. Oh, everything's being manufactured there. But if you go in their house, everything they have is from the 99-cent store or Target or Sam's Club. They're hypocrites. You liberals, that's all you are, is you're hypocrites. You can't stand up for anything. You got no guts. You could fight your way out of a wet paper sack. I told you that before. So anyways, there you go, all right? Those are the facts, okay? I want you guys to see this because they're going to come back around to you. They're going to come back around because their constituents, okay? The liberals' constituents, the Democrat Party, they get away with what they're saying because these people are uneducated. They believe it. So what happens is you go, wait, all these people are dying, and then you go around and ask people, hey, do you know anybody that had the coronavirus? No. You know anybody that died from coronavirus? No. And every once in a while you hear somebody say, yeah, I know somebody that contracted the coronavirus. Did they die? No. It's like when Obama used to stand outside, right? Beautiful day in the Rose Garden and start talking and mentioning how it's snowing, right? Because of climate change. It wasn't snowing, but he told you it was snowing, so he snowed you, even though the sky was blue. Because liberals are deceived. Now, let's go to DeSantis. Boy, did he do a number, didn't he? I love that guy. Ron DeSantis, Rebecca Jones, okay? She was the Florida health official that he sacked because she was, what was she for the Communist Party? Again, no, she's part of the virus. She's part of the virus. Liberalism, the coronavirus. Stay at home, shut you down, don't produce. So she was literally crushing Florida's economy and people's freedom. Her background, Rebecca Jones, she's a journalist. Okay, she has a couple degrees or background in communication, journalism, and geography. She doesn't have a background in data, statistical analysis, or any kind of a science background. So what happens is DeSantis cans her, all right, fires her, and then you move over to this gal in California where I'm at. I live in Ventura Beach. This Barbara FERRAR. Okay, whatever she says, spills over and meanders up into Ventura County and Santa Barbara County as though we can't think for ourselves. Evidently we can't because they follow what that moron says. What's her background? You know what she used to do? She was a community organizer. Remember that dirty word? Because that's what Obama was, a community organizer. She makes $450,000 a year. Have you seen her? Yeah. She's like the Transylvania bride. I mean, why would you believe her? I mean, she doesn't look like she's really solid and healthy. Anyways, she's got a PhD in social welfare from Brandeis University, okay? I mean, social welfare? You got a lady who's giving advice on what to do about viruses and diseases, and she has no background in that whatsoever. She's never done research, massive lab work. She's not a virologist. She's not an epidemiologist. She's not a scientist. She doesn't have a PhD in biology. She's not a doctor. Nothing. I mean, social sciences, God bless you guys. Social sciences, psychology, speech. These are like the lowest degrees on the totem pole. You really don't have to bang your head against the wall and think logically. It's all just soft narrative. Make people feel good. Sit on the couch and talk to them. Tell them everything's okay. I mean, this is a lady that was making calls that she still wants to lock LA down. And Garcetti, feminist Garcetti, just want to love everybody and be kind. And by locking you up and protecting you, we're loving you. He took everything she said and ran with it. So And this is all according to Mania Bets about Barbara Ferrara. That's her bio. So, and then on the local level with Ventura, now I heard they're going to shut down Main Street. So then people are going to have to walk to Main Street. And again, I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, they're going to put the tables outside for a lot of these businesses, these restaurant businesses. The flu's over. The flu season's over. The coronavirus is dying out. It's interesting. You're going to watch right now. You're going to hear somebody on your local news. They're going to, yep, there was another COVID fatality. Like in July, there'll be one. And then 2 weeks later, there might be two. Again, if they pick up the flu and ran with the flu every year and then tracked it with numbers and tests and narratives, you would have the same thing that's going on right now. No different. So basically, Satan's mission is accomplished. He got everybody to eat Snooker bars instead of Snicker bars. And I'm telling you right now, you need to wake up. Look at what's happening in Hong Kong. Okay? The history of Hong Kong. Again, we put all our eggs in China's basket. Foolish. 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 Okay? And if you go to, okay, let me see if I have this real quick, if I could pull this up. All right? I hope I can. I'm going to do my best. Okay. Anyways, if you go back to the Center for Evidence-Based Medicine, the last 5 out of 6 pandemics came out of China. The last 5 out of 6. So something's got to stop there. And I'm not saying it was intentional. Okay, but these people, this government is crooked. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. Mao killed millions. They steal all our technology. They want to destroy us. They'll destroy their own people. But the problem is we also have to fight liberalism, because liberalism is out to kill you too. And if you don't believe it, just watch the news stories. They side with Iran. They side with China. Right? When this flu was the Wuhan flu, they said that was racist. Okay, Iran, they wanted us to hold on to that Iranian agreement. You gotta know what's going on, man. The liberals, they're against you. They're not for you. So wake up. This is the Memorial Day numbers that I have for you. There's no bend the curve. The curve still hasn't been bent. I just showed you graphics. I could show you graphics everywhere. I gave you age distribution. Okay? And the countries that have the lowest fatality rates are the countries that have the younger age distribution. If America could cook the numbers to 800,000 fatalities, they would. Why? Why would they do that? Because they have to do it. They have to do that. Because they violated Mr. Holmes, Sherlock himself, right? It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has the data, because insensibly, right, one begins to twist the facts to meet their theory instead of the theory fitting the facts. And that's what we did. That's what we did. The dummy American government. And not all of them. Mostly all the deep state. So that's it for now. Stay informed, and then you will stay safe. And don't forget, Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. That's it. The way, the truth, the life. And then, right? Then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm out. Your screen right, mine left. Peace.